Remember the popular and outrageously good looking Fiesta Red and Black editions? Well, meet their bigger, brawnier brother. Owing to the huge sales and critical successes of the Fiesta versions, you can also now get black and red editions of the Focus, and we've got our hands on the black one, complete with its vicious two-tone paint scheme, black alloys and red brake calipers. Billed as something of an ST Light, the Black Edition aims to bridge the gap between the regular Focus range and the full-fat hot hatches without compromising on performance, practicality or cost effectiveness. And as anyone will tell you, certainly eye-catching too. Inside, it's fairly standard Focus fare, but then that's not such a bad thing, with a fairly handsome and well laid out cabin. Ford is also outfitted with lots of little reminders that you drive in something a little bit naughtier than the standard Focus, including red stitching on the wheel, gear gaiter and on the floor mats. Other things of note include grippy aluminium pedals, air conditioning and Ford's Sync infotainment system on an 8-inch touchscreen. At £300, SatNav is a worthwhile option, and while many brands do offer screens that are a bit more responsive, on the whole it's par for the course. Cruise control and rear parking sensors will cost you extra, while anybody hoping for leather upholstery will be out of luck, as this charcoal grey cloth is the only option. Nonetheless, these cloth sport seats are snug and supportive, holding the driver in place well with a low-slung seating position. 5 doors means easy access to the rear, while there's plenty of both leg and headroom, plus twin ISOFIX attachments for your child seats. At 316 litres, the boot isn't as big as rivals like the Volkswagen Golf or the Vauxhall Astra, but it's still pretty spacious. However, fold down the 60-40 split rear seats and maximum capacity clocks in at an unexceptional but still fairly usable 1,215 litres. Despite its ASBO-like appearance, you might be tempted to think that the Black Edition is simply an angry-looking Focus with a cool-sounding name. Thankfully, you'd be wrong. True to its billing as a halfway house between the standard Focus and the ST, it comes with a stiffer, lower suspension to keep the car level in the corners, along with a quickened steering ratio and shorter gear ratios so the car accelerates quicker. Don't worry though, as on the standard 17-inch alloys, the suspension is infinitely more pliant than the ST or the RS, which means that you can comfortably use it as a daily driver without having to keep your chiropractor on a retainer. Gearing is snappy and the steering is direct even if it lacks a little in feedback, but the real star attraction of this car is the 1.5 litre 180 brake horsepower EcoBoost engine. There is also a 148 brake horsepower 2 litre diesel if you're that way inclined, but given the choice we would take this EcoBoost every single time. Acceleration is absolutely fantastic. It's not quite ST or RS rapid of course, but there's still more than enough welly to keep you entertained. That said, at the same time, it's still impressively refined and hushed even at motorway speeds. In fact, it's so smooth that it's really easy to go quite quickly without even realising it. In terms of numbers, it can cover 0 to 62 miles per hour in 8.5 seconds before going on to a top speed of 125 miles per hour. Economy clocks in between 40 and 50 miles per gallon depending on how heavy your right foot is, while CO2 emissions are a respectable 127 grams per kilometre. Priced at £22,520, it comes at a near £2,000 premium over the Zetec S trim in which it's based, and also the fact that the ST1 starts from £22,745 means that buyers might be tempted to opt for the full-bore hot hatch. However, it is worth bearing in mind that the Black Edition will be cheaper both in terms of insurance and in running costs. Compared against even the Red Edition, the Black Edition Focus certainly cuts a much more imposing figure, and despite the fact that people might say it's a little more on the juvenile side, its ability is decidedly grown up. Impressive to drive, friendly to those in need of a practical family hatchback, and certainly conspicuous. For those who want decent performance but who just can't justify the full ST, there's a lot that makes sense about the Black Edition, even if the styling is expressly for the extroverts. But are you a fan of the two-tone paint job, or is it a step too far? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the Inquire button to find out more details about this car, or for any other models visit carkeys.co.uk. And to watch more reviews, click on one of the links on screen now.